Greetings, my fellow explorers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Aquatic. Episode 18. Entering the Abyssal Biome. Alright, now that we have creature comforts, I'm gonna leave research alone so that Rayvac can help out elsewhere. But obviously, I don't have the materials for a aquatic critter condo to keep the little buggers happier. Alta Buffalo, thank you for the resub. Let's do... Let's do a bit there. There's an oxygen bubble that we'll take advantage of there. Maybe there too. So that excavation should make enough room, hopefully. And the reason I'm going to this effort is there's not a lot of liquid below us. There's not a lot that we'll have to displace, and it'll just be a lot easier to traverse the terrain rapidly once we aren't having to swim for it. And that will help with long commutes, because I'm not doing enough to fight long commutes, so... Yay, you're eating now! Alright, oxygen generation. Yeah, I think that's... So, ironically, one of the least oxygenated spots is right where they sleep. That wasn't by design. That was on accident. I can work to fix that a little. That alone should help a lot. Just so it can flow a little easier. I feel like I'm like Panama Canaling here or something. You can't get out of there, Avalka, can you? Don't worry, I noticed very quickly. So the right side water level lowered enough. Now it's just to do the same on the left side. The other thing I can consider is like what materials do I need? So I probably want zinc. So let's mine out the zinc. Yeah, there we go. Just go crazy on the zinc. Oh, well, maybe not that far, because if I go that far, then I'm ruining my tube. And then, yeah, it's working. This will equalize eventually, and then we'll be good. The other thing I could do is I could drop this pump to the bottom here, and then I'm not going to have to worry about, like, seawater, saltwater. Oh yeah, you're fine, you're fine. Sand drops, I know. It's crazy. Alright, now, for you to get out, you're also going to need a ladder. Poor Avalka just keeps getting trapped. I mean, I noticed within like a minute of her getting trapped that she's trapped. Like, it doesn't take me very long to be like, oh, yep, she's gonna need some aid. Oh, she was eating. I was like, why isn't she doing it? She was like just having a snack. Hang on. Guys. I literally need one more. And this is a case in point why the bathroom is going to be really important. She needs to go, and she go. I mean, it served a purpose. Because that would have been an accident otherwise, I think. And, with that said, I was absolutely to blame for the accident. Like, it was my fault. I'm aware. But I got to avoid it. So this will be for saltwater. Just so that we can dump. And we're gonna slowly fill this up with blocks and then replace it, and we'll be free to quickly explore. God, it's really funny how the water level's just refusing to equalize. Don't worry, I'm gonna pull the path plug. Shadow, thank you for the resub, by the way. What is that? Oh, waterweed. It's wild waterweed. I didn't even realize. I might need a little bit more space on this side, depending on how much more water gets dumped over there. I'll keep an eye on it. So when you asked me to explore this way, you probably didn't think that this is what I was going to be doing. But hopefully it will make my life a lot better in the long run. Like, in how fast I can explore after this lock is built. Diver's lock, or whatever you want to call it. So there we go. Mop it up, dry it up, and then we'll start demolishing. And then only the next time we hit something is here. Which is not a big deal. I don't think initially I'm going to bother with the fire pole, though. What do we do? Ooh, distributed 1,000 kilograms of oxygen via vents. Yep, that looks a lot better than it was. It's not perfect. There's still pockets. Like, there's not a good reason for us to have an airtight dining room that doesn't get good airflow. Especially given that it's right next to the oxygen generators. It's particularly poor planning of mine. Yeah, good job me. But like, yeah, I mean, we had a problem and I was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll fix it. And I would like to say I fixed it. Its breathability is 100% and there isn't like a ton of spots where it's really bad. So initially I'm not going to bother with the fire pole. The fire pole is just like when we get really, really, really low and it aids us to be able to go descend quick. I'll put that in. What are you doing? Oh yes. That rotten lettuce totally needed to be cleaned up. Yep, so glad you did that. Carrying I'll finally give you astronomy, and you will take dive master. That is a lot of yuck. So as far as super big picture goes, I don't think we've revealed that much more of the world. Interestingly, the oxygen that was left in this pocket did get filled back in. Like, it's almost dense enough to breathe if we weren't exosuiting. But what I'd really like to do is to start generating plastic, like big picture, through Tublia, which we're not going to find until we hit the lower, the lower depths of this planetoid. To all? Okay. Oh, it's already being deconstructed? How would I know that, game? How could I... It's just like missing its icons. I had to like cancel it and do it over again. The game was like, yeah, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. It's like, no, I am worried because you aren't telling me that you're destroying that. That sand is a liability. No, go faster. No. Do it now. Aye, she leaks, Captain. With that in mind, this sand is probably not to be trusted either. As you can see, sand ain't exactly, watertight. And it shouldn't be. So, we need to continually accommodate for that. But there is... I mean, there's sand here, but it's, like, wide enough that it's not going to be an issue. And then the next time we hit anything is here, where we can maybe drop in through this oxygen bubble and then, like, create walls. And then for here, I'll just, like, diagonally create a wall to delete the water. In a cheese-as-hell way, but I don't care. Flurp. And this is oxygen, polluted oxygen. Don't care what kind of gas it is. I'm just trying to avoid liquids. Is that a dupe? Yes, it's a dupe asking for sushi. It's like a story dupe. Weirdly, you can't, like, talk to them twice. But yeah, they're asking for 36,000 kcals of sushi rolls. Oh, let's do that as well. As long as it's not so much volume that, like, I can't mop it up, we're good. And because I have trust issues, I'm gonna just... Well, I know the Abyssalite should be fine, but I'm just gonna wall it up myself. Yeah, the most difficult places that I've built to be able to breathe is where I eat and sleep. It's not true anymore. It's absolutely remedied. I'm gonna just go so far as to say there was no breathability issues anywhere at all. And on the contrary, I'm probably gonna reach a point where the opposite will be true. Where... Who took this suit? What? Someone? Oh, okay. No, never mind. Rayback's up there. Where I'll need like a pressure valve to either disable the flue coral or like generate less oxygen, because we're gonna over-oxygenate if anything. Looking good. So we haven't hit anywhere new yet in terms of biome, but we're definitely getting down there. Or more mouth breathers. Yeah, I typically don't print mouth breathers. Well, mouth breathers isn't a big deal, but like flatulence, I super avoid, because having to deal with natural gas just like bubbling up everywhere is annoying as hell. What are some other negative traits? What about you guys? What are the negative traits you absolutely hate? Like early game mouth breathers and gluttons, ones that eat extra, are like kind of annoying, but long term it's not a big deal. Long term, like you eventually have the infrastructure to deal with them. But like the farters, forget it. I also don't really like narcoleptics because like you can't, there's not a lot to do to counter it. So you're kind of just stuck dealing with someone that's gonna like randomly fall asleep at annoying points. So also will avoid printing them as well. Anemic is horrible as well. Yes, fully agree. Because they'll just conk out, or they'll never, like, they're always just slow. I mean, there's things that you can do to help that, like force them on the wheel for a long time until they overcome it, but even then it's ultimately going to be annoying. Loud sleepers. So Avalka's a loud sleeper, but like as long as you give them their own chamber, it's kind of fine. What is that? Okay, that's oxygen. The bottomless stomach, yeah, is a right pain. I agree with that. God, that is so pretty. Like, makes me think of like snow cones or something. We don't have anywhere to put polluted mud. Let's put it in the slime box. Where is our slime box? I swear I had a box specific. You know, I don't care. Outgas, whatever. I was pretty sure I had a box specifically for that, but apparently I don't. Am I going to start stockpiling iron? No, not with any intent. I mean, the TLDR is like, if it isn't the priority that I'm working on, I'm not working on it. So if it isn't the voted priority of like, prepare to make steel, then it's not something I particularly care about. Or in other words, I very intentionally have a one-track mind. So, polluted mud. I guess I'll just stick it here. I'll create a... What did I make this box out of? Coquina? Alright, that's fine. I'll just... This will be my mud box. It's gonna suck to have to travel to. I am quite surprised I haven't found any new biomes down here. Because we have this, like, obsidian hot steam area, and then this, like, magma volcano, which is funny, because it's right up against, like, sub-zero granite. But somehow is fine state change-wise, because it's, like, abyssalite, which is funny. So this is the state change map, by the way, if you were wondering. So what's going on here? Oh, it's mud. Yeah, it's mud subjected to high-pressure steam, so of course there's some radical state change. With some nice trees, some arbor trees and like mealwood that's chilling, and like multiple pips that are like, woohoo, this is fun, like right next to a volcano that wants to kill it. You know, just a Tuesday. We still have lots of coquina here. 11 tons of coquina right there. Yeah, okay, we're fine. I was thinking to myself, is coquina really the most locally sourced, you know... But yes, it is. Polluted mud. And this will be a sweep only, I guess. I don't really care if it's in the water already and not, like, outgassing. I just want to get rid of it there. And then if we ever want tower kelp for whatever reason, like if we're trying to make nori, or need kelp poles or something, having the seed is kind of nice. So I think that's our, yeah, new. So it is our first seed. Oops, misclick. So big picture, we've gone down almost as much as we've gone up. Like, this was our up run, and this is our down run. And it took me a little while to, like, create the waterlock for this, but once we did, it's been relatively smooth sailing. Obviously, we're going to hit another little hiccup there, but it looks like we can have a almost perfectly straight vertical run without too much issue, which is great. Because, I mean, in past plays of this, I've definitely had, like, crazy, wild, going all over the place types of pathing for a vertical run, which is occasionally unavoidable. But the advantage of this is we will have access to a lot of iron if we want it. We have access to brine if we want it. You know, we're expanding the map and our map knowledge. I'm surprised I didn't hit more volcanoes, considering we are in volcanic active, geoactive, for this seed, and just by chance, it hasn't really happened. And I would say we're low enough to want a little ladder. Why not? I wonder, well, no, RCV would be in a suit. The floral scent wouldn't really matter from that buddy bud. It's fun to watch. Reminds me of like a lava lamp or something. Fluid coral going, woo, fart. Speaking of which, 12, 13, 14. I mean, the vents itself can't exceed 18. But we're not at maximum oxygen saturation around there, but it's not getting close. I mean, it's doing pretty good. And they are taking a little break. Oh, yeah, there we go. Taking a little break from building a ladder to setting up the fire pole. It got. I mean, now I think we've gone down as much, just about, as we've gone up. I'm also going to go to the harvest and disable auto harvest on the reed, because we have now like 60 reed fibers, and I don't need more than that, I think. So yeah, just gonna say enough. That's we can have some dope clothing and still have lots left for whatever else. So I need to create a... That might actually be low enough. I need to create a void here to be able to... Oh, hey, look! Rust! Yep, we're starting to hit another biome. So there's mirth and oxifern and arbor trees down here. And what I need to do is I need to create a void to be able to pull this polluted water out from... this area. And then I think I'm taking advantage of the water displacement task by also getting iron. So if and when we ever go steel, we have the materials for it, the base materials, because I have lots of lime, and then, you know, we can figure out how to make active charcoal, or, you know, that's not going to be much of an issue. Oh, liquid ethanol. So we've got nosh, obsidian, more hexalent, arbor, ethanol. Pips. Wild pips. We already have our nature reserve. The reason I mentioned that, of course, is wild pips can plant natural. So your nature reserve or park requires wild crops. So if you don't plan early, you can end up in a situation where you can't have one in a helpful location. And we planned pretty early on, so we have a nature reserve that's like, whatever, it's fine. But wild pips can be used to engineer them if you need to. How is that? Oh yeah, that is unreachable. Yep, technically that would be true. I was like arguing with the game, but the game's right. Was that Aquaman in the printer? I don't know. I haven't been checking the printer for a while. I could be doing a better job of that. I just haven't been. Actually, let's not do that yet. So, a little bit more displacement, and then we'll be able to tube it up. So I'm going to start tracking iron. We're about 3,000 kilograms, just shy. But there is some sweeps down here of iron that we'll need to do. And the liquid level's almost low enough. Actually, that would help. Fill this in. Pressurize the oxygen and fill that in. And the reason I'm tracking this is so I can click the iron icon and make sure that all of the iron that we would want is swept up. Hey, Kilgore, thank you for the resub. Yeah, right near the end. Hey, better late than never. I mean, you know, super appreciate any and all viewers. Just about. Maybe not the bots. Okay, I think that should be enough. So I'll leave a little space for us to fetch whatever remaining iron that we want to grab. But just about all the iron has been swept. Or is tagged for sweeping. And then for sanity's sake, I'm gonna replace the polluted mud, which is not really stable, with some tiles, so that we can keep digging down. And it looks like we're not gonna really hit anything until maybe down here. And this is water. This is not salt water. This is regular old water. A little hot, but not bad. There's brine in here. There's vacuum there, interestingly. Wasn't expecting to see vacuum down here. Takes me by surprise. Well, I mean, it can happen, but it's unusual. And this is what the path down looks like so far. They're doing a really good job. I got farther than I thought I would. So we're going to hit a lot of aluminum. Down in this new biome. We're going to have to dig through it, but that's a useful metal to have access to anyway. So no complaints. Because up until now, it's just been like mostly zinc and a tiny little bits of iron here and there. So hitting something new is really handy. And we're up to... Let me just track all iron. So there's a little bit of iron up there that we grabbed. Well, most of it is in storage. Except for 2 pieces. Okay, cool. Because once you go to space, it's like steel or bust, right? Like once you're up here, if you don't have steel, you're just dead. Because any meteorite strike is going to destroy all of your effort and work without steel. Ah, thermal gas fissure. So, finally, seeing something new. The subaquatic fissure that allows for high-pressure natural gas to escape from the planet's crust. Blockages caused by buildup of sulfur can be removed using a marine drill, which is something new. Geysers and fumaroles emit elements at variable intervals. They provide a sustainable source of material or kinetic energy, albeit typically in low volumes. And a marine drill is a drill that removes the buildup of sediments like sulfur to allow for the flow of gases. So this is natural gas. Are the maps finite? They are indeed. Up, you get space, and then down you get, I guess technically neutronium. If you're familiar with like Minecraft, think like bedrock. And then left and right is also bedrock. So this is kind of the top, and I'm gonna guess like this is ish the bottom. So yes, they are finite. Is the best way to get to space always up? Yes, it's always up. Up is always space, and down is always the bedrock-ish edge. Oh, there's also some lead down here. I don't know what wild that was. Something wild in a vacuum? But there's basalt down here. So we're hitting the sort of the abyssal bottom. Oh, and we have tubulia. And this is what we really wanted to find. This was the really important one to find, because tubulia allows us to harvest plastic. So they want to be somewhere between 50 and 110 Celsius. So hot crop. Their life cycle is 8 days. They are fed brine or politobrine and sulfur in a farm plot and harvested for 200 kilograms of plastic with a 10% seed chance. They're also pretty. Cool. So we can start a tubulia farm at some point to get our desired plastics. You can kind of see the... Oh, and diamond. This is the first time we spotted diamond as well. Diamond is obviously going to be important for temp shift plates, for the marine drills. There's a whole bunch of need and desires for it. And igneous rock. Technically, this is the first time we're seeing igneous as well. And then this is where tubulia sort of naturally grow. So there's another fissure right down there as well. Now, the amount of natural gas coming off these things is small, but given enough thermal fissures, it could be possible to pool a whole bunch of natural gas when combining all of the sources. With that said, natural gas on its own is mostly just generating power, or gas ranges if you want to cook with it. It's a byproduct of oil refining, and then unless you go to space and get gassy moos, you don't do much else with it. So, like, I'm not certain that it's in the cards for us to even bother to mess with that. In other words, what liquid is this? Is it liquid phosphor? Oh, what is this liquid? All right, liquid overlay. What are you? Brine. Oh, okay. I knew we were going to get some liquid at the bottom. As long as we don't have to, like, swim through a hell of a lot of it, it's fine. It would be an interesting concept for, Oxygen Not Included, to have, like, an upside-down world where, like, the space is downwards. It adds a level of complexity when you're launching rockets, which would just be weird, because your dupes can't... then you'd have to switch gravity around. Like, functionally, I don't know if it even makes all that much sense, to be honest. So I would love access to the tubulia to be able to harvest them and then start farming them. The issue with that, however, is as soon as we uncork that, we've got, like, natural gas, which is going to flow up to our locks here because it's lighter, which maybe is fine. I don't really care. I mean, it's after our liquid lock, so it's not a big deal. But we'll have access to plastics once we start harvesting that stuff. And eventually these fissures will hit their sulfur buildup max and stop generating natural gas anyway. So if we really don't want the natural gas to start flooding everywhere, we can do something about that. But I think this is where I am going to leave off for today. Thank you for watching Oxygen Not Included Aquatic, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. I'm not, however, looking for feedback. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicants.